What's up? It's Troy, or T-Roy, and I wanted to talk about emotional leverage. So what is emotional leverage? It's basically where, I'll give you an example. So when I was like 20 years old, I was like very like socially behind, let's say. So I was very like socially awkward, was not comfortable, talking to new people. I had no social skills. And basically what I did was I had a moment where or probably multiple moments actually, now that I think about it. It was about 5 years ago when I just got so sick of my life being the way that it was. I got really sick of my life being like mediocre. I got sick of not being able to talk to people. I got sick of not being confident in social situations. I got sick of waking up with anxiety every single day, thinking of the new social situations that I was going to have to encounter that day. So what I did was I used that emotional leverage to say to myself, okay, is it going to hurt? Is it going to be uncomfortable to go through what I have to go through to get more confident with people? Yes. But also, is it going to hurt to stay the same for the rest of my life? Also yes. So I looked at my options. Stay this way, have social anxiety for the rest of my life, or overcome it, or at least, try to overcome it by any means necessary. And I chose to do the second one. Overcome it by any means necessary, because I wasn't going to accept the fact that the rest of my life was going to be miserable. I wasn't going to accept the fact that the rest of my life was going to involve me being uncomfortable in social situations. I could not accept that. I had had enough. I had had enough of people, of just feeling that anxiety around people. I had enough of people making fun of me for being shy and awkward. I had just had enough of trying to do things and being crippled by my social anxiety because it was keeping me from doing the things that I wanted to do. So what I did was I started approaching people on my college campus. I started talking to people. I started throwing myself in more social situations. I started taking opportunities to speak in front of groups of people when I got the chance to. And it all started from that emotional leverage. Okay, I got to a point where I was basically so low. I felt like I had hit rock bottom. Not that you should wait until you hit rock bottom. I mean, if you've got enough emotional fuel to where you're like, you know what, I'm sick of this. I'm sick of this. I need to go out there and I need to improve my life. Then, like, when you have that, when you are sick of the way that your life is, you need to use those emotions right then to motivate yourself to improve your life and overcome the fears that you want to overcome. Look, man, it's like you only get one life, right? Like that's YOLO, you only live once. That's kind of become a popular saying, but it's true. Nobody knows what happens after you die. So you basically have from now until the day that you die to accomplish what you want to accomplish. Really, really try to think about what's going to happen on your deathbed. Like where your mind's going to be, what you're going to be thinking about. Are you going to be thinking about what everybody thought of you, how much stuff you had, other people's opinions, whether you impressed this person or pleased that person? Is any of that going to matter? Or are you going to care more about your purpose? Like what you think that you can excel in the most, what you want to, what is your purpose? I mean, your purpose is like, without getting too like religious here, it's like, because I'm not really religious, to be honest. It's not really like what you think that God put you here to do, but it kind of is. I mean, it's like what what you think that you're here to do, what you believe that you're here to do. Like that's really what matters more than anything. And my guess is that if you're on your deathbed when you're 100 years old or whatever, and you're thinking back, you're not gonna regret the fact that you didn't impress Joe down the street, or your boss thought you were dumb or something. You're not gonna care about that stuff. My guess is that you're gonna care about whether or not you lived to your full potential and contributed as much as you could to this world, and helped as many people as you could, and lived up to your full potential, and gave life your all, basically. I think that's what most people care about. When I hear about old people on their deathbed, that is what they care about. They care about their loved ones, how much time they spent with their families, people they cared about, and how much they lived up to their potential. They wish that they hadn't cared so much about what other people thought of them. They wish they hadn't followed the paths that others wanted them to follow, because it's your life. Nobody knows you as well as you do. Okay, so if you have something in your heart that you want to do, you need to do it. And it doesn't really take motivation to do it, to be honest. I don't actually believe in motivation. I mean, I think motivational videos and like getting the emotion of motivation is kind of a cool thing, and it can spark you to do things. I actually felt some motivation in making this video. But I mean, the thing that gets me up in the morning, the thing that lets me do what I need to do on a daily basis in order to progress and become the kind of person that I want to become, it doesn't involve me just feeling motivated when I get up. It involves me knowing my purpose and doing it regardless of how I feel. And that, to me, is like true motivation. Or not motivation, but that to me is like truly knowing your purpose and being able to execute. At the start, I feel like it all starts with that emotional leverage, though. It all starts with that one moment where you're like, do I want to live my life not figuring out what my full potential is? Do I want to live my life, living this way with these things? For me, for example, it was, do I want to live the rest of my life feeling the social anxiety and not having any social skills and being like socially inept for the rest of my life? Was that going to work for me? No, it was not going to work for me. So I chose the other path, to give it my all, to throw myself in more and more social situations, even though it was scary. It was very scary and it was very tough. But I'm here, so it wasn't that tough. And I'm really glad that I did it, and I'm really glad that I'm on this path. And I realize that I have a lot of work to go, a lot more work to do in the rest of my life, but I'm on my path. And that's what keeps me going.
You play me like a game. This is what it's like living your life.